Whoa! What is this?
Hello Internet, welcome to SMG4 Theory, the only show that theorizes about SMG4 on YouTube.
It seems to be targeting emotionally vulnerable people.
We were looking around in the map for any clues.
SMG4's most recent video could be the sign of a new arc.
Hello, Super Meme Maker 5 here, and today I will be talking about a theory that came to mind.
I said the only show that theorizes about SMG4 on YouTube. Anyway, today we're talking about SMG4's newest storyline surrounding the ever-so-mentioned TV entity that has been pulling the strings on the show's events ever since this year's first movie on SMG4's channel, It's Got to Be Perfect. But to understand this individual, we must first examine his actions. During the movie It's Got to Be Perfect, a small adware icon appears on SMG4's computer screen as he is working on his perfect VU, a dream project of his ever since he imagined it at the end of the episode SMG4, Are You OK? The adware, which very much resembled some 90s desktop assistants such as Bonsai Buddy and ClickPea, talks to SMG4 directly and offers him a supposedly magical keyboard that will help him edit his videos and make them perfect. SMG4, desperate as he is, accepts the offer and gets his keyboard delivered directly through his computer screen. Again, SMG4 does not seem to question that. No need to say that for later. I'll show you this more recent clip for you to compare.
I knew it! I knew he's okay! He's just gone to the Wild West!
Isn't it kinda weird that TV just played that commercial, then turned off?
The keyboard, though, looks awfully alive, covered by eyeballs and a strange, almost meaty texture. SMG4, excited to resume his work, starts typing on the keyboard as its apparent efficiency becomes addicting to him. He gets so caught up in the excitement that he ignores the calls of his friends, and even physical intervention doesn't seem to snap him out of his trance. Eventually, the adware's doing leads to SMG4's friends being forced to sink Peach's castle to stop the keyboard's corruption, and SMG4's perfect video ends up lost in order to save SMG3. Eventually, in the episode Our New Home, SMG4 tries to find a replacement for Peach's castle and ends up buying a plot of land known simply as the Showgrounds. Oddly enough, he's drawn to that location out of menu on a computer screen when shopping at the real estate agency. Not only that, but the attendant helping him, coincidentally being Fishy Boopkins, does not seem to recognize that one specifically, only not confirming it because of his boss, Tong Nook. During the purchase of the land, a familiar tune can be heard playing. That song is an original tune by SMG4, and its name is Magical Keyboard Jingle.
Sure, we can sell it to you. Just pay and sign here.
And of course, there's a small symbol of the Showgrounds stage, oddly resembling a certain TV creature. However, that is all we get of it at that moment. We interrupt this broadcast. A full 2 months later, Maddie and Tari are left on an abandoned house with only one functioning piece of equipment, an old TV displaying nothing but static. That is until they get close enough for it to display an interesting but far too coincidental commercial. Again, while Tari seems to be able to point that out, Maggie only seems to follow her wishes and desires to meet one-shot Ren. And we all know how that ended.
He's coming to get me. He's coming to get me again.
Hey, Maggie. Whoa, Maggie, what's gotten into you?
We know that was all orchestrated by this same individual because not only was this same television teacher at the end of the episode, ready to ride, ordering us to check the description, but the television appears once again in the movie Western Spaghetti, this time displaying the Lobo scene in our new hall. And during Ren's backstory, the symbol reappears as a stamp on a letter. The invitation will later lead to Ren having access to the secret base and virtual reality equipment seen used to brainwash the SMG4 gang during the movie. Finally, during the special War of the Ted Italians 2023, it is revealed that the motivation behind Marty, the cardboard OC made by Mario to manage his pizza shack business, wanting to steal SMG3's sussy notebook, was a supposed secret recipe promoted to him via a fax message, with the staple TV symbol glitching in the fax machine monitor before the message gets sent. Then, at the very end of the episode, the individual behind the icons and the adware on SMG4's computer is revealed to be watching SMG4 and the showgrounds from a television inside a dark room. Clapping, he congratulates the audience for making mostly the right choices and getting the good ending for What Fee. He also says that we should all do it again sometime. Doing something like What Fee again sometime could be an indicator of two different things. This storyline could either stretch far enough to go all the way to next year's What Fee, or we could be seeing him again this very year during the sadly missed Mean Games event. That said, knowing what this entity is planning to do next is very important, as the audience has shown to have great influence over how the story progresses. For example, the official model for this new TV antagonist has a strong resemblance to many pieces of fan art posted weeks and months prior that can be pretty much confirmed as inspiration by looking at the case of Melanie, who only got turned human because of inspiration from fan art, as said by Kevin himself in Hobo Bros.
We saw potential in Melanie as a human character, and Luke saw like some fan art of Melanie as a human. And we're like, yeah, this could be a fun idea.
Yeah, a lot of people actually turning into a human, so that was interesting.
Yeah, so now we're on the Reddit.
Though we may have predictions of where and when the TV entity will strike next, we still have to figure out what he's planning to do. Up until now, many have theorized that the TV entity goes after desperate individuals and preys on the fact that they have nothing to lose. But they ended up getting debunked when Marty, a very successful businessman, fell victim to his manipulation. However, that original hypothesis can still be saved if we tweak it a bit. Instead of people who are down their luck at the bottom of the pit, perhaps the TV preys on people's ambitions. Think about it, SMG4 had just saved his channel and reputation by the end of SMG4 Are You OK? However, his ambition denied him that momentary pleasure and drove him to make what he calls a perfect video. Maggie was given the information that Ren was supposedly fine and alive, yet she had to go out of her way to go after him so she could finally re-encounter her childhood idol. Ren was clearly salty about losing his status as Flatfest champion, and he could have just moved on with his life and done something different, like Maggie did. However, his ambition would not let him give it up like that, and as we saw, he was willing to do anything to get what he wanted. And finally, Marty, the one who threw a wrench in a bunch of people's theories. Though he had a very popular establishment and co-ownership of SMG4's castle, his ambition to profit even more from the secret recipe inside SMG3's notebook was too much for him to bear, and he too fell for these fiend schemes. Knowing that the mysterious TV persona goes after and exploits others' ambitions, we need to find who would be the most likely to be his next target, and I think the best victim would be
Francis
Peach. One side effect I forgot to mention about the TV Adware's first appearance was the seclusion followed by the corruption of Peach. Turned into a monster made of pure malice, Peach was ultimately forgotten again after her return in the episode Let's Go Visit Peach. That would in turn lead to a great follow-up if she were to appear again by the end of the year as the TV entity's next puppet. So here's how I imagine this story unraveling. The TV entity, who already has a great influence over Mario leads him straight back to the remains of Peach's castle, giving her the opportunity to unleash the rage she's been holding on to for all this time and finally reach her ambition. Therefore, SMG4 and friends must go into the vault after Mario in order to rescue their friend. Maybe this could pick up after some sort of mini-arc around the way Mario's friends treat him and how that eases the TV's efforts of manipulating him against them. Inside the depths of Peach's castle, Mario and his friends finally reconcile and have a final showdown against Peach's final form. In the end, as everything's crumbling around them, Mario is forced to take Peach's life to save his friends. And with that, the TV entity's show wraps up as it should have, and nothing of value was lost. One thing you might not have noticed, but many episodes this year have borderline recreated classic SMG4 episodes, considered timeless by many fans. This would be the magnum opus. This would be the recreation of The Cake is a Lie. Mario gets invited over to Peach's castle, gets tricked, then proceeds to kill the princess. That is what I predict will eventually happen. Maybe not this year, maybe not at the start of the next one, but it will. I'm certain it will. But hey, that's just a theory. The only SMG4 theory. Thanks for watching. And for those wondering why I didn't choose the Bresso instead of Peach, I think this time has already happened off screen. Many have wondered how the Wonder Flower ended up inside SMG4's castle for Mario to consume, and I think it wasn't the TV entity directly that put it there, but instead that what the Bresso says here is actually somewhat coherent.
Never buy no weed from the gas station, bro.
As he was the only one to remain the same after Mario consumed the Wonder Seed. The Bresso bought the Wonder Flower from the TV antagonist at a gas station and was then ordered to put it inside the castle where Mario would see it. Of course, we know the Bresso has the ridiculous ambition of becoming an actually entertaining clown and would also be dumb enough to fall for the TV's tricks, only to be turned into a stupid, floating head. Yeah, I already said the outro, so I guess that's it.
This was a huge waste of my time.
What a crappy voice modulator. But at least that'll distract them enough. You are all mine.